Hey guys, it's me Bailey. I'm back to tell you about the story of our son Noah, our very firstborn, who passed away from triploidy. And today I'm here to share his story, and my experience, how I felt, what we did to kind of get through the process. Let me start at the beginning. We found out that we were pregnant. We were so excited because we were so ready to be parents. We went and got an ultrasound early to see if it was a boy or a girl because we were so excited to know, to start shopping, to pick out a name, everything. We went to a place and they told us it was a boy and we were so excited. At the 13-week appointment, we were asked if we wanted to take the screening blood test. I had said no because we were determined that no matter what, our son was going to be a part of our life. Whatever he had, whatever he didn't have, it didn't matter. We wanted our son. So we decided just to kind of play it by ear. Our 20-week ultrasound, we were there for about 2.5 hours, and Noah was just not moving around. He was almost like a lethargic. He was just laying there. He didn't want to wiggle around. They had to move me to my side or made me sit up. They had me drink a lot of juice, water, anything that they could to think of to have him move. We were told that the doctor was going to look at the pictures to make sure that they got all the pictures that he needed, and then he was going to call us back. When we got a phone call, our doctor had said that there was some more pictures that they needed to take. He was not specific on anything. He just said that they needed to take more pictures and so that we needed to go back. Upstairs, the ultrasound tech took the ultrasound, looked around, took some more pictures, and before she had left the room, she said to us, "There are some concerns. I don't want you to be surprised." The doctor came in. It was a different doctor. And he came in to talk to us. He pointed out that Noah only had one kidney, that his heart was tilted to a 90-degree angle, which ours is tilted to a 30-degree angle. He also showed us that he had clubbed feet, which his feet go in like this instead of regular baby feet. His hands were clenched. And usually when you see an ultrasound, the baby has their hands on their face, or they're moving them, or they're sucking their thumb. Noah's hands were always clenched. He never moved them from that position. He also said that his ears were a little farther down, and that he was growing 3 weeks behind what he was. So he had a lot of concerns. What he had told us is that he thinks that Noah had trisomy 18. He said that it is something that if a baby does make it through the whole pregnancy and birth, that it is a rough road. They have a lot of medical problems, and he needs to be on an oxygen tank, and there was a lot more that he had to be on, had to have treatments, had to be, pretty much his whole life was going to be in the doctor's office. But he said that there is a chance that he could live and be able to be a part of our life, to grow up. So then he had asked us if we were still wanting to have this baby. And with no questions between me and my husband, we both said yes. We both wanted Noah no matter what. We were positive that he was going to make it through the pregnancy, he was going to make it through birth, and we were going to be able to take him home. We went home and we did lots of research on trisomy 18 because neither of us had ever heard about it before. And we wanted to make sure that we were fully educated on everything that maybe we needed to get when we were out buying things or not buying things, or anything that we needed to know how to use or anything like that. We just wanted to be prepared for sure whether or not he had trisomy 18. I took the test, and as we were waiting for the results, we went to Arizona because that's where we're from, and we wanted to go see some family and kind of get our minds off of the waiting. So we went out, we had fun with family and friends. When we got home, I got a phone call from the doctor saying that it came back that he did not have trisomy 18. He also informed us that even though it says no, but he's showing these certain things that maybe he does not have it, that some babies that doctors say that they do have trisomy 18 are born and they don't have it. So we were very positive still, and we were still getting ready for Noah to come, and happy and excited to be parents. That's all we wanted, was to just be parents, to be the best that we could be for our little boy. When I was 30 weeks pregnant, we had a different type of baby shower. We had all of my friends and some family come over, and instead of having a normal baby shower where you play games and open all these presents and everything, we had a baby shower that everybody came over and brought some sort of craft stuff, and we made a scrapbook for Noah. Each person made a page specifically for Noah. They wrote letters to him, they decorated it, they did all kinds of things for pages for Noah. And then we took pictures of those people with their page of Noah to be able to put in the scrapbook. The scrapbook is this blue book right back here. And we have all the pages in there, plus I've added everything from when we had him all the way up till now. After my baby shower, we went back home, and I got a phone call again from the second doctor. He let us know that he had talked to a blood specialist, and he said that he had looked at it and that Noah did not have trisomy 18, he had triploidy. We did not know what this was, and the second doctor that we had talked to originally did not know what it was either. So he asked somebody that knew exactly what it was, a different doctor, and pretty much the doctor had explained that triploidy is where a baby gets two sets of chromosomes from mom or dad. In this case, Noah got an extra chromosome from me. So instead of the normal chromosomes that the babies get, he got a full 69 chromosomes. With this, there's a lot of birth defects and health problems. The doctor had also informed us that usually babies with triploidy do not make it past the first trimester, and we were in our third. So we were just very blessed that even then Noah was still strong and fighting at 30 weeks when he wasn't even supposed to make it that far. So we're also told that if Noah made it to birth, that his survival rate was very, very low, that it is very rare for anybody to have a baby that has triploidy. It has happened, but it is a very rare case. We noticed that when I was 30 weeks that I had friends that were close to the same, if not farther along, that had babies that were kicking them and making them uncomfortable, and all the things that you hear and you see and everything. That wasn't happening to me. And it was a very sad experience because I was so excited to be able to see all of that kind of stuff, to be able to see Noah kick and move around and feel it. And I didn't get to feel that. He didn't move around very much, and when he did, it was very faint. I would have to call my husband or text my husband and be like, I need you to come home, or right when you come home, you need to feel for him, because I would drive myself crazy all day trying to feel for him and make sure that he was still there and he was still alive and everything. So it was a very nerve-wracking situation, and every time we had gone to the doctors, we were never getting good news. So it was 30 2 weeks, we ended up going seeing a heart specialist for Noah's heart to make sure that even though it was tilted farther than normal, that it was still fully functioning. The one good news that we had gotten through the whole pregnancy was that it was fully functioning heart and it was very strong, and that it was doing great and pumping the way it should be. They said that they were very surprised pretty much that it was doing what it was doing. So that was the best news, and it was great to hear because we didn't get very good information this entire time, and that was a very hard thing to go through. 3 weeks started going weekly to be able to see progress, or see if we could see progress from Noah, because I started losing amniotic fluid. He still was not growing, and they were concerned. So they wanted to be able to keep an eye on him as much as they could. At our 36-week appointment, I just wasn't feeling right. I had this feeling in my gut that something was wrong. And I told my husband all day, something's wrong. Something's wrong. I feel like it's going to be another rough day, that we're not going to get good news at the doctor. Something is wrong. It's not right. I don't know why. And I just remember being so worried the entire time, being so nervous. I hate the doctors as it is. I always have. I don't like the doctors. And that day when I felt that way, it was even more anxiety and worry and stress. And it took everything in me that whole day not to just break down, to try to figure out, like, to just try to wait it out and be like, okay, I'm just going to wait till we get to the doctors. I'm not going to be a negative person. I'm going to try to be as positive as I can. But I still just had this gut feeling. So we go up to the second doctor, which is where we were the rest of our pregnancy. Well, the whole pregnancy, when we had found out that they thought he had trisomy 18. We saw tons of specialists and everything. We went up to the hospital and got our ultrasound, and our doctor had a very, very upset look on his face. He had turned to us and he said, hold on, I'm going to get somebody else in here real quick. Somebody came in and she was checking as well, and they had decided that there was no heartbeat, that Noah's heart stopped beating. His fight was over. We were devastated. It was awful. So they asked me if I wanted to go in that night and start the process of having a baby, or wait until the next morning. And I chose to wait till the next morning because I wanted my mom and my stepdad to be there, to be able to meet my son and see him, because that was the only time that we were going to have with him. So I called my parents and let them know, and my husband called his parents to let them know. My parents drove up, and Nathan's parents thankfully got to fly out in time, and it was a very long process. They had to induce me, and it was a rough time. The nurses I had were absolutely awesome. They were so understanding and so nice and so supportive through the entire thing. They gave me so much information, a huge packet of anything that you would need for this situation. I was very blessed to be able to have the nurses that I did. It was a long wait, and they had to give me a lot of medicine to speed up the process because my body was not ready to have a baby. And they came to check me to make sure I was ready to see where my progress was, pretty much. The nurse had come in, and my father and mother-in-law, they had walked out. They were staying with us. They had walked out to go take a lap around the hospital. The nurse had checked me, and she said, "Oh, we're ready to have a baby." And right then and there was just so many emotions, because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know, I don't know, I didn't know what was going to happen once I saw that little boy. So I was ready, but I was scared. I was sad. And I pushed for 8 minutes, and Noah had come out. And they gave him to me on his blanket that I made him. And they put a little beanie on his head, and he was the most beautiful little boy I've ever seen. He had so many similarities of me and my husband that we could see, which was awesome. He was still born, April 15th, 2015. He weighed 15 ounces, and he was 11 and a half inches long at 36 weeks. He was itty bitty. They got to be able to take his hand and his feet prints for us, and for my family, for us to all take home. The nurse that we had through the whole thing stayed late and made sure that we had everything we needed and all the information. She gave me her personal phone number. The doctor was so nice. They were all so very caring. They took pictures of us with our son and of our family with our son, and let us hold him and spend time with him as long as we wanted to. It was such a happy moment, but sad at the same time, because we got to meet our little boy, but it wasn't the way that we wanted to meet him, obviously. You can never prepare for losing your baby, even if you know that the outcome is not in your favor. It's never a thing that you could ever be okay with or prepare for, or even if you think you're prepared for, when that time comes and you see that baby, it's so hard to be able to hold it together, which I feel that at that moment there's no reason to hold it together. That's your time to be as emotional as you want and soak up every moment you have with that baby, because that's the only moments that you get with that baby. I was in the hospital for that next day just so that they could keep an eye on me and everything, with my body, obviously, because I had given birth. I was let go that next day, and we decided, since all of our family was out there, that we were going to have a little type of memorial for Noah. So we went to a lake that was by our house with our family. My brothers came up, and we brought the dogs, and we just hung out. We barbecued. We just sat with each other. We prayed with each other. My stepdad made my stepdad, my mom, and my brothers all wrote Noah a note. My stepdad's is right there. And it was the best. The hospital had given us this box back here. It had his umbilical cord. They cut off a piece of his hair for us. It had a teddy bear, all kinds of things that they had given us. We decided to cremate Noah because since we are a military family, we move around everywhere, and we didn't want to bury Noah somewhere that we weren't going to be. So we decided to cremate him so that he would come with us everywhere we went. So Noah is right there in his urn. It's been 3 years now, and every year we celebrate Noah by getting balloons and writing on them, taking pictures, and letting them go. Our friends and family do it all over, and they take pictures and videos for us, and they send it to us, and I print the pictures out, and we put them in his scrapbook, and we add on to the scrapbook every year. It's something that we will always do for Noah. Here we make him a cake, we sing happy birthday. Now we let our son blow out the candles, celebrating. It is a very sad thing, but it is a very happy thing. He made us parents. He made us the type of parents who we are today. He's our guardian angel. He's looking over, out for us and out for our children, his little brother and sister. And we love sharing Noah's story, no matter how hard it is for us. It's a great story, even the outcome. He was the most perfect little boy we could ever ask for. And it has definitely made us better parents for our other 2 children. We moved to Missouri a few months later after having Noah, and we decided that we wanted to start trying to have kids again. We were not over Noah. We didn't forget about Noah. Nothing like that, but we knew that we wanted to raise children. We wanted to be parents, and we wanted to have kids that had been able to come home with us, and we could watch them grow and everything. And I have never wanted anything more than to be a mom. That is the thing I've always wanted. And so we decided to start trying to have kids, and a few months later I was pregnant with Hunter. The pregnancy was perfect. There was never anything wrong. He was healthy, everything. But the entire time, because of what we went through with Noah, I had a negative thoughts about it. I'm like, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. It's too good. Everything is way too good for this, especially after what we had just gone through. And my husband's like, just, be positive. We're doing, this is good. This is good for us. We just went through this horrible pregnancy, and, we lost our firstborn, but, God is giving us a healthy baby. He's ready for us to be parents and have a baby to grow up with us and everything like that. So just, be positive. And it was very hard to be positive, but it was such a good feeling to go to the doctors, have all great news, and go home and be so happy and be like, yes, like, my son is healthy. He's healthy. And, we got to bring him home. And then even with Lucille's pregnancy, I was still so nervous every time. Every little thing, I'm like, oh my goodness, something's wrong. And I don't think it'll ever get easy for me to be like, oh, everything's fine. I'm just very overly cautious when I'm pregnant. It's a stressful thing for me. I have found since I've had Noah that there are a lot of support groups on Facebook. There are support groups that do a walk every year. I don't know if there's any around me, but I know that in Washington, every year at the Tacoma Dome, they do a walk and they put your baby's picture up on the big screen and the name. And you walk and they do all these cool things. You get t-shirts for infant loss and everything. There are tons of Facebook pages for all of it, for any type of infant loss, for triploidy. And I learned so much more on the triploidy one because it's everybody all over the world that is dealing with the same thing that me and my husband went through. And they, everybody's so supportive of everyone. They have so many things that we found that parents can get that will remind them of their children and everything like that. It's just awesome. It's helped us so much. The best advice that I could give to you is no matter what, stay positive. God is not going to give you anything that you can't handle, even when you think that in that moment you can't handle it. And you need to get an awesome support system, which my husband and our families are awesome support systems, and we definitely wouldn't have been able to make it through everything without them. So that is all I have for you. I hope I covered everything. If not, or if you have another question about something, want more detail about something, if you want to know the names of the Facebook pages or the organization that does the walks, comment down below. Or if you have me on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, message me, comment, text, call, whatever. I love telling our story about Noah. I am not somebody that gets offended. I'm not somebody that gets upset if you ask a question, even if it comes off wrong or whatever. I'm not somebody to get upset. I want to inform everybody because that bittersweet part in our life is so important to us, and it always will be. He has definitely shown us a lot of things. He has made me and my husband so much closer. Please don't hesitate to ask a question or anything like that, because I would love to answer them for you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you fully enjoyed it. Hot mess and all. Bye!